All right, let's jump right in. We've got a London derby on our hands. And a pretty juicy one, if I might add. Chelsea taking on Brentford.
Oh, yeah. This one's always interesting.
Always a bit of spice when these two London sides meet.
Right, there's that local rivalry, and then on top of that, well, both teams are coming in off some good results, some wins.
They're both feeling confident, huh?
Exactly. They've got some momentum and, and it's at Stamford Bridge, so, should be a really exciting atmosphere.
Should be electric.
Yeah.
But on the other side of things, Chelsea's coming straight off a European trip.
Oh, yeah.
Kazakhstan, I think it was.
Yeah, they were playing Kazakhstan on Thursday evening.
A long way.
And I think they landed back in London Friday morning. So, talk about a tight turnaround.
Wow.
Enzo Maresca, the manager, he's going to have some tough decisions. Does he try and keep that Premier League momentum going with the same lineup? Or does he have to, think about resting some players, rotating the squad a little bit? It's a tough balancing act.
Yeah, because Chelsea has been pretty solid at home, at Stamford Bridge. Last 6 matches at the Bridge, it's been wins and draws.
Yeah, they've been hard to beat there.
But then you look at Brentford's record at Stamford Bridge. It's a bit strange.
It's a bit of a head-scratcher. Brentford has never lost a Premier League match to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
What?
That's right. And we're not talking like a lucky one-off.
Uh-huh.
They've won their last 3 league visits there, and not even just by a goal. Each time they've won by at least a 2-goal margin.
It almost feels like Brentford turns into, the home team when they go to Stamford Bridge.
Right. It's like it's their fortress, not Chelsea's.
But here's the other thing. This season, Brentford's been, kind of awful on the road.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's the worst away record in the league, right? Besides Southampton, but, they're bottom of the table.
1 draw and 6 losses. It doesn't make a lot of sense. They can go into Stamford Bridge and smash Chelsea, but they're struggling to pick up points everywhere else.
So, Thomas Frank, Brentford's manager, he said he's, quote, not too concerned about their away form.
Yeah, I saw that quote. I gotta wonder if he's just, trying to put on a brave face.
Yeah, right.
Because, those are some pretty worrying numbers.
Yeah. What do you think's going on there? Is it tactics? Are they getting out-tacticed on the road?
I don't know. I've looked at their approach. They haven't drastically changed how they play when they're away from home, so it's not like they suddenly become super defensive or anything like that. It might be that, the way they play this counter-attacking style, which has worked so well against Chelsea, maybe that just isn't quite as effective against some of these other teams.
Makes sense.
They get caught out, or, maybe it's psychological. Maybe away from home, they just lack that same belief, that same confidence.
That swagger.
Exactly, that swagger.
Interesting. So, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about some of the players to watch because, there's always some exciting talent on display in these matches.
For sure.
For Chelsea, Jadon Sancho's been, he's been on fire lately. Scoring early in both of their last 2 Premier League wins, right?
Yeah, I think both of those were before the 25th minute.
Early goals.
Yeah.
And for Brentford.
Keep an eye on Yoane Wissa. He's been having a fantastic few weeks. 4 goals in his last 5 matches, something like that. He likes to score early as well.
Well, really?
I think most of his goals have come between, the 20th and 30th minute.
So both these guys, they're coming out, they're ready to go from the first whistle.
Absolutely.
Sounds like we could have an explosive first half hour.
Fingers crossed.
Now, before we wrap this up, I just want to circle back to, that unbelievable stat.
Oh, yeah.
The home team has never won a Premier League match between Chelsea and Brentford. How is that even possible?
It's bizarre, isn't it? Almost like some kind of, voodoo curse or something.
I know. You can't explain it,
Makes you wonder, maybe Chelsea's players, they go into these games, they're aware of that stat, and it just gets in their heads, like a mental block.
And maybe Brentford, they're thinking about it too, and it gives them that extra bit of confidence.
Maybe. This match could be really interesting in that regard. If Brentford wins again, it just adds to that mystique. It's like, yeah, we own Stamford Bridge.
Right.
But if Chelsea finally breaks through and wins at home, maybe that lifts that curse. Maybe they go from, being a bit hesitant to, suddenly they can beat anyone.
Right, yeah. So much intrigue around this match.
Oh, absolutely.
Chelsea's travel fatigue, Brentford's away struggles, and then you throw this weird Stamford Bridge thing into the mix.
It's a recipe for, a really unpredictable match. I honestly can't say who's going to win.
I know, right? Looking at it all, how do you see this one playing out?
I think it's going to be really tight. A
Hmm.
tactical sort of battle. I think Chelsea might be tempted to, like, rotate their squad,
Right.
given the travel, all that. And that might give Brentford a chance, if there are some gaps.
Fresh legs versus tired legs, yeah.
Exactly. But then again, if Chelsea comes out with, like, their strongest 11 and they're just like, right, we're done with this Stamford Bridge nonsense, I
Yeah.
think I think they'll be fired up.
Hmm. Well, there's definitely a lot to look out for in this one. So, listeners,
Yeah.
what are you most curious about going into this match? Give us your predictions.
Yeah, let us know.
We'll be back with another deep dive soon.
See you then.